Hello, I'm El Director, this is El Director Vision, and right now I am on my way to the hardware store. And the reason I'm doing this whole video right now is because I have an assignment at work where we have to make it look like that water is flowing out of a rock. Because it's a miraculous thing that God provided for this character in the documentary that we're producing. And so it's my job to figure out, okay, how do we make this happen? So I decided I would go ahead and vlog about this as I go about trying to accomplish this effect. And we're going to try to do it as practically as possible and augment it digitally when we need to. So I'm on my way to Ace Hardware here in St. Mary's to get some hose and a spigot and just kind of see what I have to work with there as far as a way to get the water coming out of a reservoir in, spraying out the way that the director wants it to be. So that's what I'm up to right now. Alright, there it is. Ace Hardware in St. Mary's, Idaho. Alright, this is the spot to be. Alright, so basically I'm trying to create like a dripping effect. Like it's pouring out pretty quick, but it's not like spraying. It's more of a constant flow, like it's flowing out of the rock, I guess. So I'm trying to figure out which of these sprayer nozzles here I need for that. And yeah, tough decision. This is good though, we will need this 6-foot extension. Perfect. Alright, back in my car and her truck, and we've got a 6-foot garden hose. I called up the director of the project and I said, hey, here's what I'm looking at price-wise, what do we want to spend? And he said, well, let's just start with the garden hose for now and see if we get enough force coming out of it with a gravity feed to come out the nozzles, and hopefully that works for us. I also at the cash register found this add-on. Your odds are better in Vegas. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to put that up on my house. So anyway, now I get to head back to work and we'll rig this up and fingers crossed be able to do what we need to do with it, and I'll set up some tests and stuff like that and bring you guys along for that and stuff as well. So anyway, hi-ho, hi-ho, back to work we go. Alright, so back at work here. This is the shower that we'll be working with as our reservoir for water. And it's got these little things that I've just gone and gaff taped up right there. And so now, really, it's just a matter of taking this and screwing this onto here. So actually, this does not fit this like I thought it would. So now I have to MacGyver this up somehow and figure out a way to make that work. Well, that was easy. This brass actually just fit inside the rubber like that, so cool, I think that'll work. Just push that in all the way. Alright, now time to fill this bad boy up, and grab the camera, and we will go do our test. Alright, well, we got the camera set up right here, as you can see. This is an Ursa Mini, which is basically the same camera that I personally use. This is the 4.6K, so it's got 15 stops of dynamic range, but at the sacrifice of having a rolling shutter. Whereas I've got the 4K version, which has a global shutter, but then only 12 stops of dynamic range. But, teach their own. And we're shooting. I'm going to make water come out of that tree over there. So you can see here's the shot like this. And what we'll end up doing then is keeping this locked off. I'm just going to roll off a few seconds here. And that's my clean plate, so I can stop that. And then now I got to go get the water. We'll hook that up to the tree and get the rest of this going. See how this works. Okay. Alright, next up we will go ahead and launch DaVinci Resolve, which I am beta testing right now. This is version 14. Pretty cool. And then once this is open, we'll bring in the footage, trim out the pieces we want, and then we can throw it into our compositing program. Oh man, I don't know how this is gonna work. I'm looking at it right now. And you know, one, I'm in the shot, and I shouldn't be. That should be all clear back there, so I gotta work on that. And then two, it's just, I don't like it coming from the edge like that. I feel like it needs to come more from here in the front, but I'll try this edge one anyway real quick just to kind of get an idea how it looks, but I think I'm gonna have to go reshoot this. Alright, I've done that. Now we add that to the render queue. That's going there, and hit start render. And now we wait. And wait, and wait, and wait. Alright, here's my first test of this here, and I see a few issues with it. One is I definitely do need to do it from the other side, so I think I'm going to come across the front of the tree and hold the spigot so it can kind of shoot more out from the tree off like that. The other thing I need to do is make sure I hold that spigot right there completely stable. Otherwise, it's going to look like that the water is moving along the tree, which we don't want it to do. The other thing that I don't know if it shows up here on this video is that my masked area down here of the tree is moving, whereas my clean plate is not. And the reason for that is because the image stabilizer on the lens was turned on, and it was hitting on my movement, and thus making it kind of jump around just ever so slightly. And it's not a lot, and like I said, you guys might not even be able to see it, but it's there. So with this new information in mind, I think it's time to go do another test. Oh, and by the way, I'm compositing this shot in Natron. It's a free and open source node-based compositor. We like to do our visual effects with nodes rather than layers whenever possible because it's so much easier to work with them, and it allows you to keep your project a lot more organized, and really you have a lot more power with nodes than you do with layers. So we don't use After Effects for compositing. We use Natron and occasionally Nuke if we need to do some more like 3D based kind of stuff, but for something like this it's 2D. I'll just do it inside of Natron, and yeah, it works pretty well. Alright, just got this filled up. I also want to show you guys, this time around I made my own little spigot here out of Gaff Tape. And Gaff Tape is just kind of the filmmaker's equivalent of duct tape. It's better than duct tape. And what I'm trying to do is basically create a nice flat nozzle, so it kind of shoots out a little bit more, and it like spreads out a bit in the process too. So that's what I'm hoping will happen here. Let's go try it out. That'll be good. Alright, back at it, got it compositing and rendering, and while that's happening, I'll just show you guys quickly how nodes work. So this is my clean plate, this is the plate with the hose on it. Because we shot this super flat, I have to run it through what's called a log to linear conversion. Both of those go through the same conversion. Then I merge them. It's A over, you can see it says over, B. So that's my B pipe, that's my A pipe, that's what it says. So it's A over B. And then I have a roto that's masking out all of me and the hose. The only thing that's left is the jet of water coming out. And the roto only affects the A by default. So it works out really well. And then here is the result. It looks like it's actually gonna work. So yeah, I'm very happy with the results of this effects test. I think we're gonna be ready to go for Thursday. Today is Tuesday, and this has to be ready to go on Thursday. So I think we've got it dialed in. I definitely like the homemade spigot with the gaff tape. I think that worked a lot better, and really helped splay out the water in a nice way. So pretty cool. But anyway, this is just a quick little vlogging insight into what I do for a living at work. And you can see it's a lot of fun. I get to play, so it's pretty cool. And it's always good when the effects test comes out successful, when you've figured it out in your mind how to do it, and then you make it happen. Because the director was wanting to shoot this green screen initially, and I'm like, I don't really want to key like clear water over the top of green. I said, let's see if we can do this practically. And the result, I think, is quite good. So now what I have to do is render that out, stick it on the internet, and forward him the link, because he's not here at work today. He's in town doing some location scouting and costume stuff, getting ready for the upcoming shoots. So I can send him the YouTube link, and he can check it out and decide if we need to make any changes. So that is that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time right here on L Director Vision.